that you're thinking about joining Usborne. Tell me, what questions do you have?
Hey, Carrie, thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm so excited, but I do have a couple of questions.
Sure.
How much does it cost to join?
So cheap, so much cheaper than so many other companies. It's actually only $75 for the small kit, which comes with some awesome books in it.
Really? That's great. That's not too bad.
Nope.
I loved attending your parties. They were so much fun. How many parties do you think I'm going to have to do each month?
That's up to you. It depends on how much you want to make. You can do anywhere from one, or I think at least one a week is good.
Okay, that doesn't sound too bad.
Nope.
So one party per week, I can make pretty good money. How much money do you make?
So the average party is about $400 and you make 25% commission. So it really just depends on how many parties you want to have per month. And mine fluctuates too, based on what's going on in my life.
Cool. I love that you get to make your own schedule. That's great.
Yep.
How do I sign up?
So easy. I'm going to send you a link and you just click on that, make sure my name's on the page, and just follow the directions.
Great. Thank you, Carrie. I can't wait.
You're welcome. I'm really excited. We're going to have so much fun together.
You want more than gold. You want more than gold.
Hi, Holly. I'm so excited you're interested in joining Usborne. I'm sure you have some questions. What can I help you with?
Yeah, thanks so much for reaching out to me, Carrie. So, I really love the books, and it sounds like an interesting opportunity, but we just moved and we have so many bills right now that I'm just not sure I can afford to join at this point.
You know what? I hear that often. And so there's a couple things that I would suggest that you do. A lot of times, if you just look around your house for some things that you don't really use anymore, you could put those super easy on Facebook in the marketplace or buy sell trade sites. And you'd be really surprised how quickly you could sell some things and earn money for the kit. Additionally, if you're able to go ahead and pay for it up front, we have an awesome rewards program that actually lets you earn back the cost of your kit in the first 30 days in addition to all of your commission.
Okay, well, that sounds pretty good. Are there any quotas? Because I'm not sure I really have time for a big commitment right now. I was wondering if I could kind of just join for the discount.
You can absolutely join for the discount. We do not have any quotas that you need to meet. The only requirement to be considered a consultant would be to make one sell in any amount within a 12-month period. So even if you were just buying one book for yourself every year, you would still be considered a consultant. I would, however, ask you to take a look when you do join at your incentive period rewards, because they're spectacular. And I would recommend that you at least try to get through your incentive period and just see how you feel about it after that.
Okay, now another concern I have is I'm not really a salesperson and I don't feel like I know that many people. Is there training to help me, or how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I don't really consider myself a salesperson either. In fact, I never considered myself going into something like this. But the books are so amazing, as you know, and they really do sell themselves through videos and photographs and just your passion about them. As far as training goes, yes, we do have Facebook groups. We offer training through them in all different ways, videos, conversation, worksheets, things like that. Additionally, we have other Facebook groups that are really, really supportive and available to you all the time.
Okay, well, it sounds like a really good opportunity. I think I just need to talk to my husband about it first.
Yeah, no problem. I understand. I talk to my husband too before I make commitments. I would just say that if he has any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll do my best to make sure I can answer them in a way that both of you feel very comfortable.
Okay, thanks, Carrie. It was nice talking to you today. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
The green eyes, yeah, the spotlight shines upon.
Hi, Laura. I'm so excited you're interested in joining Usborne. So tell me, what questions do you have? What can I help you with?
I'm excited too, Carrie. Thanks for reaching out to me. I've actually considered joining in the past, but I'm concerned because I have a few questions and I actually wrote them all down just to make sure I don't miss anything.
Sure. What can I
So the thing that I'm actually most concerned about is taxes and income. I was wondering, do you think that this is going to push me into a different tax bracket? And how would I know that? Like, how do I know how much I make? Does Usborne send me something?
So Usborne will pay you every Wednesday. And in what we call our back office, which is the software for consultants, it'll keep a ledger of all of your paychecks. So you'll be able to see what you're making and you'll be able to keep tabs on that.
Okay. So what about at the end of the year? Do they send you something for your financial advisor?
They do. So as long as you make over $600 in prizes and income, that's combined. As long as you make over $600, you'll get a 1099 by the end of January, and then you can take that to your tax advisor. I always recommend that people go ahead and withhold about 30% of every paycheck, just so they're not taken off guard when it is time to do taxes. And generally speaking, between all your write-offs that you can use for deductions, that's more than enough.
Okay, that makes sense. So I noticed in your party that you also gave away party prizes. So when you give those away, do those come out of your pocket?
Yes, and we actually have several different ways that you can do that, all of which can either be free to you or discounted for you. But if you end up spending any money at all, then just make sure you're keeping a ledger of that, and that too is also a tax write-off.
Okay. So have you ever found that you've spent more on party prizes than you've made on your parties?
I do not, because I actually put a limit on the prizes as far as like the party has to reach a certain amount for prizes to be given. And if I don't do it for some reason, I use a party prize of get a certain number in free books, a certain dollar amount in free books, if you book a party with me. And then I will use part of their rewards to give them their free book.
Okay, that makes sense. So then, I noticed in your party that you had certain wording that you use and graphics that you use. Do I have to make graphics myself and come up with all those posts myself? Or is there a place where all of that comes from?
Yeah, we actually have a huge team of consultants that work together with that. And actually, right when you start, I would say, I'll provide you with all of the wording and all of the graphics that you need. And you can just make minor changes. There's so much to learn right in the beginning. I would actually suggest that you use what I give to you so that as you're learning and becoming more comfortable, you will know where you want to make changes. But until that point, you'll have everything provided for you and several different to choose from even.
Okay. So what if I don't like it? Am I allowed to change it?
Absolutely. Yep, you sure can. I would recommend that if you change something, you just run it by your sponsor or your direct team leader, just to make sure that what you're changing it to still holds within Usborne standards. And they're kind of the pros at it, and so they can guide you as to whether or not they think that's a smart move for you.
Okay. Could you also give me an idea how much you make per party?
Yeah, we actually make 25% commission on everything that we sell. And so the average party is about $400. And if you sell at least $1,000 in a month, you get a 4% sales bonus on that. And that's actually from $0. So you'd make 29% once you hit that $1,000 threshold.
Oh, I see. So how many parties do you throw a month?
So that's the nice thing about Usborne. We don't have any minimums, so there's no requirements on that. So it really is flexible and can work in your schedule. I recommend to do at least one party a week, and for really successful business and to really supplement your income or even take over as a second income, 8 parties a month. So 2 a week would be my recommendation.
Okay. So how much time do you spend in a day prepping for, if you have 2 parties a week, how much time do you spend prepping for a party?
I spend 2 to 3 hours per party. And that includes being up for the actual party time, being available after the party to answer questions and facilitate orders, and answering guest questions during the pre-party and the couple posts after the party, but all totaled 2 to 3 hours per party.
Okay, because I was concerned about spending too much time on the party and not making enough money. What do you think of that?
I think that sometimes that does happen. We can't predict every party, but then we'll have other parties that the sales are so great that it makes up for that. Overall, it should work out fine in your favor. I've not seen any issues with that.
Okay. My last question was, I know that Usborne is considered a direct sales, multi-level marketing company. How does this differ from a pyramid scheme? Do the people above me make money off of me? And
So, no, we are not a pyramid scheme. There's a couple of things that set us apart. One of them is that we're a publicly traded company on the stock market, and you can actually own stock in our company. And the other thing is, as far as people making money on you, we're like any other corporation. You have to prove yourself as a good employee, as a good consultant, that you do that with your own personal sales. And you have to prove that you can train and support the people that you're recruiting. And you do that through their success with sales. Once you meet those requirements, you'll get a promotion, a title change, and a raise, just like any other company. So at that point, you would promote to team leader and then begin making money on the people underneath you. But you do have to prove yourself a good consultant and a good leader to those people before you get that honor.
oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes me feel a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Well, could you let me think about it? I might have to weigh the pros and cons and ask my husband about it. And I'll have to get back to you.
Sure, that's no problem at all. If your husband has any other questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll help you guys any way I can. And how about I reach out to you in a couple of days and see what your thoughts are and if you've come up with anything else.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Well, thank you for your time.
I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, I've been deed, I've been died, I've been deed, I've been died, I've been deed.
Hi, Sarah. I'm so excited you're interested in Usborne. What questions do you have that I can answer for you?
I'm not just, I don't know, I'm not sure about it. I really don't want to bug my friends.
Yeah, I can understand that. I don't really consider it bugging friends though, because I just kind of think a little bit about the education system and the state that it's in. And most moms I know are kind of concerned about that, or they're homeschooling already. And I just think that these books are really important, and most moms really appreciate having them to kind of supplement their child's education. And definitely if they're homeschooling, they're perfect. So I actually look at it more as an opportunity for these families.
Is there a way to help my children's schools?
Yes, absolutely. We have lots of programs. We actually really put a lot of emphasis on the children in our community. So through Usborne, we have some fundraising programs, some grant matching programs, some pledge-based programs, and then we can also do some $5 book fairs for those low income schools, and we can do some book drives to further help in our community.
Okay, that sounds really great. I like the sound of that, but how do you do any of that without spending too much time away from your family? I really don't want to do anything that's going to make it hard to spend time with my kids.
Yeah, so there's several different avenues you can go, and if I will say, right when you start, you are going to spend a little bit more time away from your family than you probably would like, and most of that just comes from trying to figure out and being a little bit of a perfectionist, trying to just figure out what needs a lot of time and attention and what doesn't, where you can kind of cut some corners. You'll relax a little bit after your first couple of parties, and then you'll find that you'll spend a lot more time with your family. As far as doing the community events, a lot of it you can do online, and also a lot of it you can do by working with your team members, and you can accomplish a big goal together, and that will help significantly with your time put in.
Is there a lot of support? What's the training like? What do I do if I get started?
Yeah, it seems a little overwhelming at first. I can totally appreciate that. But yes, tons of support. In fact, that's one of the hidden blessings of Usborne, is that we've become really, really good friends. And that was something I didn't really know that I needed, and now I have. We have Facebook groups, and probably, in fact, several Facebook groups, but in there you'll find lots of camaraderie and support from other women, people super eager to get to know you, answer your questions, and we work hard to make sure that you're trained at your pace in a way that you're comfortable.
Well, that sounds good. So speaking of comfortable, what about home parties? Do I have to do home parties?
You do not have to do home parties. I actually started my business only on Facebook and have only done one home party. Some people love them, and that's perfect for them. Other people, it's not their thing, and it doesn't fit into their schedule. So no, you absolutely do not have to do home parties.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. Well, I think that's all my questions. Now I just need to talk to my husband and I'll let you know.
Well, if he has any questions that you need answered, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to help you any way that I can.
Thanks, Carrie.
You're welcome.